Alright, so some nerd wanted me to stream Dark Souls, and this is me just kind of showing what that would be like, even though I think it's a horrible idea. He wanted me to try and explain kind of how the game's hard and just explain stupid shit. You know who you are. So we're gonna take the master key because not taking the master key means we have to go through an area of the game that just it sucks. So we're gonna take the master key and avoid it with a shortcut. But this particular video is not gonna really go into that. Here we have a cutscene going over the lore.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed.
But we don't care about any of that. Well, we kind of do, but most people don't, so we're gonna ignore it. Same with that last cutscene. In it, a guy drops this corpse down this hole. It has a key on it. It's not important. Neither are the reasons. So I took all my armor off because armor in this game is all about fashion. It doesn't actually have any real use. And that armor looks bad, so I look better in a loincloth, obviously. Bonfires are like checkpoints. These little messages on the ground teach you how to play the game. Players can drop them too. Maybe we'll find some of those later. The zombies before don't really fight back. And here's the first enemy of the game. There we saw a message telling us to get away. Wow, how dramatic. And here the game designers are teaching us that by getting through tough obstacles we are rewarded with new checkpoints, even though some of the areas of the game are specifically built to be more difficult by spreading those checkpoints further apart. And here we're learning tactics. Like using a shield. How fascinating. We're gonna two-hand it for more damage. And then we're gonna get backstab for bonus damage. Yeah, I'm just kind of reading all these messages even though I already know what I'm doing. Let's see if I can show you hours played. Don't know if you can see it or not, but that's 337. I'm hoping the overlay is showing. We gotta get on the other side of this wall. But you wouldn't know that unless you got hit by this thing and then just happened to notice that the wall opened up or you heard it or something.
Oh, regrettably.
kind of explains it, but I skipped through it because it's not all that important. He gave us our healing potion that we'll use for the rest of the game. And here's a thing telling us how to use it with the Xbox controls, because they ported it to PC after the fact. It wasn't built for PC in the beginning. Oh yeah, that message, I never explained it. If you get to a checkpoint and you rush to the checkpoint, all the enemies get respawned. Well, not all of them. Most enemies get respawned. It's kind of arbitrary. You've got to learn for yourself which ones don't respawn. See if I can parry this guy. Failed it at first, but there we go. Probably telling us to what the punching attack button is because we should do it. And there's the first boss of Dark Souls 1. I'm gonna probably take this tutorial video sort of thing up to the next boss. It's not very far ahead. Well, it's not very far ahead because I know where I'm going. Imagine playing this game without all this prior knowledge and experience. It's kind of where I guess the difficulty from. Plus the fact that it doesn't tell you where to go and you kind of gotta figure it out. I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so here's the main starting area. It's kind of like the hub of the first half of the game, and kind of the second half. What I meant by doesn't tell you where to go is there's, I don't know, what, 1, 2, 3 main ways out of here. Only one of them kind of fits the strength of the weapon I have right now. For instance, a lot of players in the beginning of the game, before they learned, and this is the reason a lot of people quit the game, is they go this way first, and this is not the way you want to go first. Because there's these skeleton guys who are like really tanky. Look how much damage I'm doing. That's two-handed. And then even if you kill them, they just get back up again. I'll show you what I mean. Or I'll just die, and you kind of get my point right off the bat. So the leveling up, the buying of equipment, the buying of upgrades for your equipment, it's all fueled by an item called souls. It's what drops from your enemies when you kill them, and is shown by the number in the bottom right. When you die, you drop however many souls you were carrying on the ground as a bloodstain that you can see in front of me with the green little fog. Pick it up and they're retrieved. Once they're retrieved, got them back again. But if you don't retrieve them before you die again, the souls that were not picked up are gone forever. Basically, you can only have one bloodstain on the ground, and the oldest one gets erased. Pairing them is actually more difficult because they're so slow, and because I'm bad. You can start to see how the game designers design these levels to screw you over if you're not paying attention. So I'm kind of like taking my time, just kind of walking everywhere instead of sprinting. And I died to a rat that I don't think I've ever died to before. I don't think I've ever gotten poisoned by him before either in all of my 330 some odd hours. And it's all because I got cocky and I'm bad at this game. And it's things like that that get people to say, get good to you. Which I believe just got popular as a result of Dark Souls and its community. Obviously, I still need to get good. Incoming dragon. Oh no, not at this part actually, but it's coming up. Right here. See, I'm gonna light that bonfire, but I'm not gonna rest at it because I don't want these guys to respawn, and I haven't really used any resources yet. I don't really want to waste a bunch of time on this sort of video project thing, so I'm not going to go into a bunch of like secret areas and other items you could pick up, because it's pretty a half-assed explanation tutorial video. But up here I'll show you one of the enemies you can run into later in the game, because he's put here in this early part to show you that exploration can be rewarded but might come with risks. That kind of sort of thought process is pretty heavily encouraged in Dark Souls. It's this guy down here. I'm pretty sure I could kill him, but it would take a lot because this weapon's not upgraded at all, and I don't want to die and make a fool of myself more than I already have. We're just going to go up this here tower, and I'll show you the boss and be done with this. So this is the boss room. It's also where we're introduced, well I suppose maybe not introduced, but shown that these fog walls are going to be a constant thing. It's also where a lot of people will walk through and they don't know it's a boss room because they're not paying attention to the fog walls, or the fact that there's one ahead of them way up there. And they also won't pay attention to what's behind them. Up there there's a couple archers I'm going to kill before we start this, so they don't shoot me in the back. It's also from here that we can see we can do plunging attacks, probably, depending on the size of our enemy. Plunging attacks doing a lot of damage. And it's going to be the primary method we take this guy out with. Earlier you saw me pick up this this resin item. It's a buff that adds lightning damage because it's gold pine resin. Adds lightning damage to your weapon. And that's it. That's the first real boss, because I don't personally really count the tutorial. Yeah, this whole area is pretty narrow. He's pretty dangerous if you decide to fight him, especially by these, because you can knock you right off of it, or if you're not paying attention, you roll off of it. So it can be kind of frustrating if you don't know about the archers, and you get shot in the back while you're fighting him, or all kinds of things can go wrong. Once you know how to do it, though, and you learn how to do it, it becomes pretty easy. Now we're gonna go meet Solaire, who is the coolest bro. Look at him. Absolutely fabulous. I'm not really gonna get into talking to him right now, but maybe if I make another one of these, we'll praise the sun together. Look at him, just staring at it. Alright, well that's it.